Hello, kids. This is not the 1990s anymore, is it, Joe?
No, it is 2022. And I'm 43 years old.
He has to tell himself that every once in a while, guys. Okay, so hey, this is the officially unofficial Geek Channel. What's happening Wednesday?
And it's officially Bizarro Fed.
It's officially Bizarro Fed.
Yeah. I'm just making stuff up now.
Oh my goodness. So, what is... Wow. Some
Did you
stuff.
hear the news?
Did I hear the news?
Yeah. Boys don't play with girls.
No. I think boys don't play with girl figures.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Yeah, apparently it is the 1950s and boys don't play with dolls. Oh my goodness.
I had a She-Ra collection.
You did?
Yeah.
Which ones did you get?
I had She-Ra and Glimmer.
Glimmer, yeah.
And the Catra.
Yes.
And Part Guy.
Okay, so you had Bo.
Yes.
Bo.
I always forget his name.
Yeah. But you always remember the important ones. She-Ra.
Oh, so he wasn't important to their crew?
He was their archer. So I guess he was kind of like their ranger.
Yeah.
Okay, so
very important person. VIP.
Very important. VIP. I had Catra. Yeah, but I'm supposed to have Catra, right, Todd?
Yeah, because you're a girl.
I'm a girl. Did
you like how they came with little combs?
Oh my God, I know.
I just remember that.
I lost the combs all the time. You know who else came with combs was My Little Pony.
Did they? I don't know. I didn't know those.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to, according to Todd, because
you can nowadays if you're a brony.
See, you know what? The bronies are holding it down. Like,
yeah.
Why can't Todd?
I don't know.
Okay, guys, so if you...
The bronies have been around for years.
Bronies have been around for a while. Yeah. So, in case you guys haven't heard, Todd McFarlane, the
Todd Father.
The Todd Father, Mr. Spawn, Mr. Image Comics, Mr. McFarlane Toys.
Mr. A lot of things from the 90s that Joe is now disappointed that he may have liked.
You know, we were all 1990s influenced, I think. Like, the kind of people that are probably listening to this right now are probably majorly 1990s influenced in some way. Either they were born in the 90s or their formative years happened
in the 90s.
In the 90s. So, in case you were not living, with social media, right? Like I do, because I have this channel.
That's all I do is I'm on social media. Woo. No.
You know what? I work my day job. I read. I watch a little bit of TV now. And
I watch more TV than you.
Yeah, this is the change. What's up with that? So I wake up, do my work, I read, watch a little bit of TV, the little bit of TV that I do, and then I do stuff involving, all my creative projects, the writing, reading.
Arithmetic?
Not a lot of that, no, not a lot of math.
I thought we were going back to school days. Writing arithmetic.
Unless there was a lot more swearing in school than I remember.
Well, I got sent home for it.
Really? They sent you home?
Called my mom.
Did you swear enough that they were just like a detention? Staying after school will not do.
Here's the short version. They said you can't swear at school. I said fuck you, and then they sent me home.
Wait, they didn't even give you a detention? They didn't even be like, man, you are so horrible. We don't even have to deal with you for an extra hour.
Yeah.
Later on today.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with me.
Yeah, that's my boyfriend, folks. Yeah.
Nobody wants to deal with me.
I like you.
So what about Todd McFarlane?
Todd McFarlane. Okay, so Mr. Todd Father, Mr. McFarlane himself. recently had an interview, not too long after some major news came out about toys for the DC universe line. Announcements came out. Like, we're getting some kind of cool stuff, you know? Like, we're getting a Hush, we're getting a Grifter, you know?
No guns, though. Grifter without guns. Hush without guns.
That was not,
That's not a new thing, I'm just complaining about it
That's not a new thing, and that has nothing to do with Todd.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's DC Comics. That's DC Entertainment that made that decision.
I'm just complaining.
Yeah, complaining in general. But we're here to talk about Todd. Todd, brother, if you're listening to us, you probably aren't. But just in case, dude. We
For shame.
For shame. Okay, here's the thing, and so Todd basically, and this is one of those things where, like, before I decided to even talk about this, I watched pretty much the entire interview. I made comment earlier today on my on social media, on Twitter. I can't remember if it was one of my tweets or if I was responding to somebody else's. I think I was responding to somebody else's tweet. Yeah, this interview, the part that I didn't fall asleep during. Now, keep in mind, I probably was falling asleep during this because it was like 9:30, 10 at night when I started watching it. But in this interview, he basically just screws the pooch, puts his foot in his mouth, involving toy production. Not necessarily, like, anyone looks at Todd McFarlane's toys, and if you're looking at something that is actually imaginative and original, it's not just reusing the same mold and changing a little bit of something around, which he did praise that kind of in the interview, the idea of doing that.
A lot of toy companies do that. Like,
yeah,
they praise that in the Star Wars Black series.
Yeah,
you'll see a lot of same sculpt and different heads.
Yeah, just altering it. It's production, you know. But no one's going to look at a $20 figure and think this is a work of art. Really?
Yeah, that is art.
Oh wait, nobody's going to look at
somebody sculpts that.
Somebody sculpted that maybe $10 ago.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. It's still a work of art.
I think that there's items that are available on McFarlane Toys website that are talked about, and those are meant to be the more prestigious items. The more prestigious items being something that you're going to run a higher ticket price on. Those are the ones that are going to be like $100, $80, you know, that kind of thing. Those things do exist on McFarlane Toys website. The thing that does not exist very much on the McFarlane Toys website, and he does get into this, he is actually questioned by this interviewer. And we'll get into the whole idea, the dynamic of people interviewing people like Todd McFarlane later. But he is interviewed by this guy, and this guy actually goes for the question. He's just like, what do you say about, you know, the criticism about how you do not have you do not have a lot of female superheroes in your DC line? And now, fairness, he has some. He has some. Now, keep in mind, it's a bunch of Wonder Woman.
A bunch of Harleys.
A bunch of Harleys. I'm going to keep it real here. I'm going to keep it real. I love Harley. I love Wonder Woman. There's a bunch of Wonder Woman. There's a bunch of Harley. Okay? They're all lovely. They're all lovely. Okay? We have one of the Wonder Woman ones on display.
Too, don't we?
We do not have one of his Harleys.
No,
we have a different Harley. We have a bunch of Funko Pops.
You're right.
Yeah. So we do not have one of his Harleys on display. I don't know why. I just haven't gotten around to buying one. I think maybe for me it was I bought so many Harley Funko Pops. I was like, let me buy a different character, because the ones that we have a Wonder Woman one, and we have the Batman Who Laughs.
Yes.
With the wings. So he made in response to this question, he made a statement that basically the reason why there's not so many, and he goes into this rambling like story, like he's made up this whole story about. Did we really just hear that? I wonder if it got onto the recording. Okay, guys, we live in Rockford. The nickname of Rockford is Glockford, and my poor little okay, so I have 2 cats, so you guys have heard about this. One cat was like going to go hide, and the other cat's like standing there like, what's going on at the window?
I think that was a firework though.
Do you think that was a firework? Okay. So quite frequently in
you just played, is it a firework or is it a gunshot?
Yeah, we just played, is it a firework or is it a gunshot? That is the reality of living in the middle of Rockford as we do. The nickname Glockford, have you seen this, Joe?
I have not.
Okay, so some people have nicknamed Rockford Glockford. Yeah, because we're not everyone is as clever as we are, but
whoever it was pretty clever.
Yeah, it's not just a clever name, guys. It really is just, yeah. Anyways, so Todd went on this, he had this little story. Like, it was like he had a little story to support his position.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, the little boy that gets good grades and is really good all year, and his parents want to go and, get him something special.
I was born in 1961.
That was a whole other interview.
I'm just trying to say he's fucking old, man. He doesn't get it.
He is 61 years old. He just had a birthday, guys. Okay, so happy birthday, Todd, if you're listening.
Fucking boomer.
Do we count? Is 1961 counted as boomer still?
I don't know. I just call everybody I don't like a boomer.
Anyways.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't like him, but fucking boomer.
He
said a boomer thing.
We are going to discuss our major issue with Todd in a moment, because here's the thing, Todd, if you're listening, first of all, happy belated birthday. Secondly, he came up with this whole story to describe the idea that he's kind of sexist.
Could have just said it.
Could have just said it. But he has to defend his position. This is why I think like because we were kind of talking earlier about like maybe he didn't mean it the way he said it. No, he said what he said.
Yeah, now that I think back, because I've heard he said what he said. He
said what he said. He had a whole story. He knew he was going to have to defend his position. Did it work? No. He did not. He did not defend his position. He did not roll high on that charisma roll. At all. And in fact he fumbled that one. Yeah, that D20 needs to go in timeout. But he came up with this whole story to defend his position, that he did not produce a lot of villains, which is a gosh darn lie.
Yeah, there's a lot of villains.
And 2, female superheroes. Now, the reason behind that is because he says female superheroes don't sell to little boys.
And that's how serial killers are made.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know, because I've been serial killing because I got She-Ra back in 1988.
Joe, you're not supposed to tell people about that. This is going to go up on on YouTube.
That's exactly what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I blame She-Ra.
Yeah, let's blame She-Ra and Glimmer.
And Lady J.
Okay, here's the thing, guys. I am 40. Joe is 43. We mentioned that earlier in the show. We both grew up, had our little kid years during the high attack of G.I. Joe.
That was my favorite thing ever. I still watch episodes.
He does. He does. He really is. Not a sponsor, but there's a channel on YouTube that just runs Hasbro channel. It's a Hasbro channel, and basically all they do is just run episodes of G.I. Joe.
I love it.
And it's awesome. Old G.I. Joe, new G.I. Joe, any G.I. Joe you can handle. You can also watch G.I. Joe, I believe, on Tubi.
You can.
Yes. So he came up with this.
Sponsored by G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Hashtag not a sponsor. Hasbro. Hashtag not a sponsor.
Hook me up. I want free stuff.
Hasbro. We love you. Thank you. Thank you for giving us Lady J, Scarlet.
Jinx. Babes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for giving those to us. But anyways, back to your competitor and major foot and mouth moment. So Todd said that he doesn't make female superhero toys because little boys don't want female superheroes. You know what he didn't factor into this? Oh, but let's touch on that little tidbit that you happened to mention. That he's not sure because he thinks that, you know, the idea of being a super, you know, a serial killer comes up somewhere, starts somewhere. Todd. First off, I think that the American Psychological Association and FBI BAU members the world over know pretty much what makes a serial killer. And I don't recall that being on the list of possibilities.
Watch a lot of true crime stuff. Don't remember hearing that.
Don't remember hearing that at all.
And there he was, little Joe, playing with She-Ra.
And there he was, little Joe, playing with She-Ra. Now, it wasn't just you. You said that you knew other little boys like you.
My brother, Matthew Williams, Matthew Edward Williams. So if you ever hear this, I'm calling you out, buddy. I know you used to play with She-Ra, bro.
There is no shame in that, Matt. No shame whatsoever, because you know what? There's the flip side. Little girls playing with little boy toys.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let's examine your side for a second. Okay? You're a little boy. And when you were playing with toys and you had She-Ra, was it mostly because you just wanted the full experience of playing through He-Man playset?
I don't remember why. It's just I really loved She-Ra too, because I used to watch it. So, I mean, like, that was part of my repertoire of, like, cartoon intake.
Right. And the content was there, and you latched onto the content.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was supposed to be for girls, but I mean, like, it was also He-Man to me, because, I mean, she was He-Man's sister.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know why. I wish I could get into the mindset of why I liked it so much as a little kid. Probably because it was He-Man, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, but the thing is that's the connection. You made a connection between something that is traditionally, air quotes in the air, guys, traditionally considered a little boy thing that had a female character attached to it. A strong female character.
Yeah. Attached
to it. So to you, it was like it was interconnected. Mm-hmm. It was part of the game.
Well, it came on after He-Man too, so.
It helped that they planned that accordingly with the TV listings there, the TV programming. But this is kind of something I was kind of bringing up earlier, like the idea of wanting the full experience as a kid. You know, you have the full experience if you have all the characters. And if She-Ra is a character, you want that character.
Well, I remember even before She-Ra came out, there was Teela, and I had to have her.
Yes.
So, I mean, she's a He-Man character. And I had Sorceress.
Oh, Evelyn?
No, Sorceress. I also had Evelyn, but it's Sorceress of Grayskull.
Okay, yeah, so... But the reason you had that was probably you wanted the full experience.
I think the way I grew up might have had something to do with like me not really caring so much about that.
That's also a possibility. I think that you grew up in an environment, in particular.
You just tell them.
Yeah, I mean.
I had a gay mom, so I mean, like, she didn't care if, like, I mean, like, we didn't have money, but like, if I asked for like a girl toy, she wasn't all like, "Oh, you can't get that because that's a girl toy."
So that might have been a factor there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times I couldn't get it because she didn't have the money.
Well, you know, you're dealing with you're not only dealing with, you know, the idea of and the freedom that you have from having a gay mom, but you also are dealing with the, you know, ideas and the limitations of having a single mom.
Yes.
So there's that as well. I know, like, in my experience with, you know, talking to other people, it was all about having the entire set. Like, if you could, it was all about having the entire set, so you can be like, I've got all of these. It was a little kid, like, street cred thing.
I don't know who would ever have that. Like, now with G.I. Joe, there's a million figures.
Well, you could have the main cast.
Even with He-Man, there was a million figures.
Yeah, you could have the main cast and, you know, have them all. But, like, yeah, there was a lot of figures. So, you also mentioned G.I. Joe. Did you have Lady J?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have Baroness?
I did. I had Jinx, I had Baroness.
You had Baroness. I didn't have Baroness. That was a bummer.
I had Dreadnought Girl, I forget her name right now.
That was Zarina.
Yeah, Zarina, yeah.
I had her. The pink mohawk?
Yep.
Yeah, I had her. Yeah. And I had Lady J and I had Scarlet. So that kind of gives us on to my side of things. What about little girls that want superheroes?
What about him? Like, you didn't even take that into consideration.
Now, granted, in the last few years, he didn't take that into consideration. Two, we have Disney, who we have one, came out with Barbie-sized representations of Lucasfilm characters. Mm-hmm. We have Jyn Erso. We had Princess Leia. We have
her own Princess Leia.
We have the Princess Leia.
And that's mine. I'm a dude.
Well, it's ours.
That's mine.
So we have the Princess Leia, but they had a Rey, Princess Leia. Did they have an Ahsoka?
They do.
Oh man, I want the Ahsoka.
You gotta get it.
Yeah, they have an Ahsoka Black Label. We have that.
I know.
We have that because I had to have that.
That's a beautiful figure.
Yeah. It is awesome. Bought it around the same time we got your Jackson. So.
Who is the most beautiful figure?
Who is the most beautiful of all time. So, my experience as a little girl was I had, as you know, you've met them both, you've hung out with both of them. I have 2 older siblings. I have David, my eldest brother.
I never really hung out with David, but I like David too.
Yeah. And then...
He also reads comic books.
He also reads comic books. He is also
a
Spawn fan.
Yeah.
A McFarlane.
Ooh, I wonder if he's gotten down with this interview yet.
I don't know. David himself is a busy guy, so I don't know if he really has. If he listens to the show, he'll definitely hear about it. My brother was never much one for thinking he had to defend either one of us. So he was pretty, you know, like just laid back about that sort of thing. And then you have my other older sibling, because I'm the youngest. My sister Kelly, who you have hung out with.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Almost her birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes. Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, Kelly.
I know.
Who does not read comics the way we do, but does.
She knows stuff.
She knows stuff. She reads a lot of other stuff.
She reads graphic novels here and there, I think.
Yeah. That's what I mean. She reads graphic novels. She reads, like, comics, but not in the volume we
Let's
do.
preface this, though. She's like one of the smartest people I've ever met.
Yeah. She is one of the smartest people anyone has, ever met. So, and right now, if she is listening to this, she might be like, I'm blushing. Do not try to play Trivial Pursuit or Jeopardy with my sister. She will kick your ass.
I'll play Star Wars Trivial Pursuit with her.
Okay, then that might be a situation where you kick her ass, but she might surprise you.
Maybe.
She might have a lucky moment and totally geekify you because Kelly is definitely down with the geek.
Yeah.
But I am going to ask her what she thinks about this whole concept also, because she'll probably have some things to say as well. But so I had two older siblings, and the thing is being the youngest, yes, I did have things that were just mine that I liked. Like, for instance, nobody else in my family liked Jem and the Holograms. And I was totally into Jem. Completely into them.
Heck, you were reading Jem and the Holograms comics before you even got into comics, remember?
Well, it was...
Or back into comics.
Back into comics, yeah, we can say that. But, like, I was. I wish I still had some of those issues. I have no idea where they are. Yeah. But, they were a lot of fun. But my older siblings did influence a lot of my likes. And, one of them, you can have the total, like, air quotes, girl side where, Rainbow Bright, My Little Pony, all that, Strawberry Shortcake coming from Kelly's end, right? But then you have, like, David, who on one end, when we were kids, was into Transformers, G.I. Joe, all that stuff, Hot Wheels, obviously was a major one for him, okay? Quote unquote, boy toys, okay? That doesn't mean that Kelly didn't like Star Wars stuff, and I didn't like Star Wars stuff, because we did, okay? That doesn't mean that we didn't like Lady J and Scarlet and Transformers, because guess what? We did. But you couldn't buy Transformers in the little girls aisle. You couldn't buy G.I. Joe in the little girls aisle. My parents, if they wanted to buy me Lady J, which they did, Scarlet, which they did, had to go to the little boys aisle to buy those for me. Now, they were available in Walmart, Kmart, any of those places. You go to the little boys aisle, there was G.I. Joe, there was Lady J, there was Scarlet. Here's the thing about the small amount, which, yes, he does have female superheroes. We're not saying he doesn't have female superheroes in his line. The problem that we run into here is availability.
They're hard to get.
They're not unheard of to get, but they are
probably more limited made.
And so I went ahead and, just so I didn't have to talk out my ass, okay, and have someone...
Ooh, did research.
Did research, guys.
That's something I'll never do.
Research. Well, you know what? I do research so you don't have to, dear. So I went to his website, like I mentioned earlier. Yes, he does have various different female characters. Now, if they don't have a recent movie attached to them, which, yes, Todd, thank you. You gave us plenty of Selena Kyle figures from the Batman that are readily available, and I have seen them in stores like Target, Walmart, what have you. If you don't have a movie attached to your character at this particular moment in time in theaters, you probably, and you are a female superhero, you are probably not easily found in Kmart. Excuse me, there are no more Kmarts. I was thinking about my youth. You can't find them in Walmart. You can't find them in Target. The two major places that parents probably go to get toys for their kids, or they get pressured into buying those toys for their kids. Mommy, can I have this? And y'all can't get a Batgirl.
I specifically remember my first McFarlane toy that I just bought. I just looked it up.
Which one was it?
Angela.
Angela.
Spawn. Now a Marvel character, but...
Y'all.
Yeah, that was my first McFarlane figure I ever
Right
bought.
there, right there. That is someone with a penis stating that the first McFarlane toy that they bought
was Angela.
Yeah. Somebody with a penis said that. That's a boy, Todd.
I remember buying it too because it was such a beautiful figure.
Yeah.
I don't remember what year that was.
That was probably early on in the...
Very early on.
Yeah. So, like, if even if a little girl like me, like if you took little girl Carrie and put her smack dab in 2022 and was willing to be like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the motherfucking boys aisle and buy me a Batgirl, or pressure my parents into buying me a Batgirl, it wouldn't be available. I'd have to settle for the millionth Wonder Woman, the 500,000th Harley Quinn, or the Catwoman that I probably wouldn't have seen because it was probably too violent. My parents probably didn't think it was a good idea to show me. So, folks, even if I wanted, because I've seen people arguing that, well, you know, the little girls can just go to the little boys aisle and get their female superheroes. Well, that's not the point. The point is you're not getting the female superheroes in the little boys aisle for the little girls to get. He has a couple Batgirls.
Which ones?
There's one, I think, if I remember correctly, it has the Batgirl of Burnside kind of costume.
Sounds like something I might want if I wanted his figures anymore.
You know, it's lovely. There's a more traditional looking Batgirl. And they're not that easy to find. You have to order them online. Definitely not a place where a kid is like, I've been good. I haven't, run away from you on this whole shopping extravaganza trip, Mom.
But don't buy me that girl toy or I'm going to be a serial killer.
Yeah. But the thing is you don't have to worry about that because they don't actually exist in the store.
Yeah.
But Todd, thanks for, trying to rid the world of serial killers everywhere. You're doing your little bit, sir. Bravo.
I want to know how many little kids read Spawn and want a fucking Spawn figure anyway. Not too many.
But the thing is this is not even like
or GC stuff.
How many? Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. How is this even? How is this even something that little kids are really all that worried about? I can understand wanting a Batman and being a little kid, because Batman is universal to kids, and because there is the Batman little kids, publications. Okay. But how, due to inflation, probably, and in the market, how easy is it for a parent that's trying to, you know, put food on the table in this climate and that kind of thing, to go to Target and just randomly spend $20 on figures?
I don't know. It's pretty hard for my mom.
Yeah. So, one, we had the whole thing of, you know, boys can play with dolls. Boys can play with girl toys. Dear God, are you serious?
Don't even call them girl toys. Boys can play with toys. Girls can play with toys. It doesn't matter what they are.
You know what? Right. Exactly. So how does Todd think he can just make statements like this?
He's old.
He's old?
Yeah. More tiddlywinks for boys. I guess. I don't know. So on
a hunch today, we started looking around YouTube, of all places. Interviews recently, like if you were to search Todd McFarlane interview on YouTube.
All done by men.
All done by men. All men. And all, what's the other factor? All major fans of the Todd Father.
Yes. If somebody finds one that's not done by a man, post it in the links, because I would like to watch it.
Post it in the comments. Give us a link if you can find a actual interview done by a woman that isn't just sitting there gushing about Todd McFarlane.
The greatest guy ever made. He's really good, man. He's really good.
And let's examine the fact that we put Todd McFarlane in this position. We did, because we were kind of talking about this earlier when we were doing our little research project here on YouTube, that we put Todd McFarlane in this position. And there's a reason we put Todd, if you happen to be listening, there's a reason you're in the position you're in. You're goddamn good, man. You just are. You created and added to the icon of several characters over the years.
Your run on Spider-Man was just
chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have probably, and quite rightly so, the biggest goddamn head on top of your shoulders that you know could be possible. But that doesn't change.
It's bigger than life outside.
What?
Is it bigger than life outside?
Yeah.
Is it?
I think the thing is you have you have the legend of just not only Todd McFarlane, but the legend of Image Comics.
Fair enough, you're right.
That makes him, you know, this maverick. Him and all of them, this maverick that really, like, to me, it's like, on paper, it's probably a bigger deal than actually in person that we're finding. And we're finding out because of the problems with, you know, the unions and everything like that. On paper it's bigger than it actually is in practice. But we put you there, Todd, because yes, gosh darn it, you're good. You're great. You're one of the best. We put you in this position of making you this larger than life character, and god damn it, man, I mean, I've watched your interviews. You look like you are so uncomfortable. Like, You look like you are so uncomfortable, Todd, doing any of these interviews because it requires someone that I'm going to take a wild guess in the dark here. It requires someone that is probably very much an introvert to have to actually talk to people. I get it, man. I get it. But we put you in this position, and now people want to talk to you, and you are the figurehead or gosh darn head of your own company. You're a figurehead at least of Image, if not one of the gosh darn heads. Okay? The Mount Rushmore of Image Comics, your head's there. Okay? You are the head of your own company. We have put you in this position because we have recognized the talent. We did buy your comics. We did do all that. As a public, we gave you this platform because you're good. If nobody noticed you, like you mentioned in your home shopping network.
Yeah, we watched it.
We watched that today. Like you mentioned in your home shopping network video that we watched on YouTube, not yours personally. I don't think you posted it. I think somebody else posted that because, everybody has to have everything available to them of the Todd father. Where you start out in the industry and they start you out on the crap, the stuff nobody really knows about. And then if you prove yourself in that, you end up moving to the big leagues. And in your case, you ended up moving up to drawing Spider-Man, Batman.
Buddy.
You drew some of the most iconic art in the big two. Then you, along with, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, and others, made this leap to Image Comics, where you totally revolutionized the business. When you say your comic is only $2.99 because you know what, you want it to be $2.99, you meant it. We're sitting here from a place of yeah, we're goddamn annoyed with you right now here, Todd, but we're sitting here from a place of I would think, at least slight admiration.
Yeah, definitely.
We expected better from you.
And I think once you hear other people and how they feel, I think you'll probably come around to being better.
I mean,
probably. I don't know for sure.
I mean, just take a look at some of the people that have been posting the female superhero characters they'd like to see. You know what? Maybe a few more Batgirls. Maybe instead of just Barbara Gordon, we have Cass King.
Yeah.
Stephanie. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Starfire.
Yes.
Raven.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Give us a gosh darn Black Canary.
Dude, a really good one.
A Black Canary.
And give me personally a Zatanna, please.
Oh, Zatanna. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right now.
Give me one. Right now.
Zatanna would be lovely. You know what? She's new. Hit it while the hammer is hot. Give us Naomi.
And I'm just going to go out there and say this is not even a female, but if you have balls, you'll give us a Detective Chimp.
Hey.
I don't know why. I just really want a Detective Chimp shirt.
Detective Chimp is cool. Give us some more Batwoman. You gave us a Batwoman, again, that's not going to be very widely available from his website, from the Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson's daughter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's going to be available soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, Todd, I did my research. I actually looked. I've bought your products before. Yeah, granted I'm a 40-year-old woman, but I had to go to the little boys aisle to buy them.
I'm just going to say, your figures aren't in the little boys or girls aisle anymore. They're in the comic shop.
They're in the comic shop. They are.
Where a lot of kids don't go.
Because kids can't afford comics anymore. They need their parents to buy them their comics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are in Target.
Are they?
They're online. McFarlane Toys. Yeah, we've seen them.
Oh, all right, I didn't
the black and blue boxes.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah. Those are, you know, we own a few.
Yeah.
Like Todd, I did my research. I did look to see what you had. I'm not blowing this out of my ass here. I am actually sitting here saying, do better. Do better. Because little girls do go into the little boys aisle. And little girls do want superheroes too.
And what about those little boys that you just, you know, marginalize and they're like, hey man, what if I want a Carrie Kelly or whatever?
Oh, he's gonna have a Carrie Kelly too.
Ooh, really? Sweet.
Yeah. Again, Todd, I've done my research. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. The Carrie Kelly it looks lovely too, by the way. Very, very, you know, close to, like, if you took the comic book look of Carrie Kelly, right there.
Big glasses?
Yeah, big glasses. Yeah. Slingshot.
Nice.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay,
I kind of want that figure.
Here we are. He kind of wants it. I kind of want it. We live together. We're probably going to buy one. Even though we're, you know, bitching about you now. You have the capacity to do some great shit, okay? You have the capacity to be a revolutionary, as you have been before. You have the power. You have the ability. You put your goddamn name on a box. And it sells, sir.
Be better.
Be better. Now let's talk about, before we get an overall, you know, like overall thing, let's talk about what we can as YouTube personalities, as comic book journalists, amateur and professional, can do in these situations. One, do like you're doing now. Call it out. But recognize. You know what I mean?
Yeah, recognize.
Call it out. If you're doing an interview with a comic book creator, an artist, writer, whatever, and they say something, call it out. Call it on the interview. Don't just be some little guy talking to, you know, some 40-year-old dude talking to your idol and not be ready to, excuse me, sir, could you clarify that statement? It sounds like you just said this. Is that what you're getting at? There is no shame. No shame, and you can do it in a way that is respectful to make sure that people like Todd McFarlane, that most of the time looks nervous in these interviews, whether he is or not. This is just a judgment call that I'm making on what I see. Control your interview. You have got Todd McFarlane sitting in front of you on the record, on tape, on video. And he's allowed to go on these rambles because nobody is really willing to ask the questions and ask for clarification and control their interview. We can do better. I know of plenty of different people out there right now that would be great interviewers for someone like Todd McFarlane. I also know people out there that get the interviews, and I've seen it, that they forget that they are a journalist. And Todd, you still there? Let a woman interview you and say that. Let a woman interview you and say that shit. For real. Let a woman interview. Todd, if you're hearing me, I'll interview you. It'll be the first goddamn interview I've ever done. Let me interview you. I grew up not reading your comic, but I've read it now. I used to sneak HBO Friday night, late at night, to watch Spawn with my siblings. I am a fan. But I'm also not going to let you get away with that shit.
I used to read Spawn like it was a religion.
Yeah.
That was my jam.
Yeah. I liked the live action movie. I know nobody else did.
I don't hate it.
John Leguizamo in that as Violator. Damn.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
But still, there's some good character acting there.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it again. It's been years and years.
Yeah.
I remember it had a good soundtrack.
Yes. It did. Not as good as The Crow.
Not too many soundtracks are as good as Crow.
Yeah.
I said good. I didn't say it was as good as Crow.
Not many are as good as The Crow. But that's just how it is.
I'd throw Eddie and the Cruisers up there, though.
Man, you are really into Eddie and the Cruisers still.
I am.
Are you now going to have On the Dark Side in your head for the next few days?
Now
that you've mentioned it. Okay, so really, seriously, as interviewers, as comic book journalists, ask the tough questions. Ask the follow-up questions. Okay? Because we don't know where your head is at. If we're watching you later and somebody says, you know, little boys become serial killers because they played with little girl dolls.
I want to believe that it was a joke, Todd. I want to believe that it was a joke.
I want to believe that he was I want to believe that he was allowed to ramble because he was nervous and it didn't work out. But that was a story that he had made up.
Yeah.
You know, either he is really that creative to make it up on the spot, or that was a joke that was a dad joke that fell flat. But, you know, as interviewers, as comic book journalists, we have to also be willing to ask the follow-up. Did you just say what I think you said, kind of thing?
What'd you say?
Well, not even just you can do it in a way.
I know, I was joking.
You know, yeah, like you can. The thing is, then we end up in this whole situation when you don't do something like that, when you don't ask the follow-up question, where you end up in this position where everyone is on your case. And doing all those things like that. And we could very well be in a position right now where he meant what he said.
I think time will tell.
Yeah. That he meant what he said. And that's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. But, I mean, it's an answer. Even if it's not okay, it's an answer. But, yeah, the right now, Todd, again, happy belated birthday. 2.
You made me stop reading Gunslinger Spawn for a little bit, and I was very much enjoying it.
Wow. So that's $2.99 down the drain there, at least. Any of these, you know, yeah. What about the guys from the 90s that looked up to you? That was like, this guy's different. This guy's with it.
Man, you were held up in the like a rock star for me, man.
We watched the Home Shopping Network video. Yeah. Man, you had some interesting hair back then.
You were the first comic book artist that I knew who it was.
Yeah, I know, right?
That I knew.
That you saw the style.
And I knew who it was. I'm like, oh man, that's Todd McFarlane. I gotta get this. Just like.
It was a style.
Yeah.
It was like me with Sean Murphy. You know, like you see that style and you're like, it's there. Like certain cover artists, you see that style and you know it's fucking Peach Momoko.
Yep.
You know it's Mark Brooks. You know it's Jim Lee.
You always know when it's Jim Lee.
You know it's Sean Gordon Murphy. You know, I know it's Sean Gordon Murphy before I even see it.
At least you do.
At least I do. Sean, by the way, you and your wife, I would love to interview as you well. You two as well? Sure, yeah. Got the new book coming out next week. Can't wait to read it.
And then my dude Terry McGinnis in it.
Yes.
Can't wait to see what you do with him.
Rom V, I would love to interview you.
Oh.
I'm gonna talk your ear off probably about Catwoman, but I'll keep it professional. And Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Amanda Connor, you out there? Gail Simone.
Ron V keeps it up with his Swamp Thing. Ooh, he could be up there with Alan Moore for me.
Gail Simone,
and I just said that on record.
Did you hear? You heard it here, folks. Ron V can be on the same level as Alan Moore.
With Swamp Thing.
With Swamp Thing. You might have just earned me that interview.
His Swamp Thing is really good. I mean, it's got a ways to go to get there, but I mean, he could do it.
Amanda Connor, I would love to interview you. Stephanie Phillips with the Harley Quinn. Love to hear your insights involving that storyline. Gail Simone, of course. I'll interview you as well. And I'll interview you, Todd. Because I think you're better than this. Be better. Be better.
That's what people tell me when I make mistakes. And I make lots of them.
Be better. People make mistakes. People say things and they have to take it back later. Maybe that's the deal. Anyways, I think we talked enough about Todd for the evening. For probably a week.
Yeah, and I got comic books to read.
I got comic books to read too. What are you reading tonight?
I'm going to read Suicide Squad Blaze #1 because I forgot to read that a couple weeks ago.
I forgot to read that too. Tonight I am reading Task Force Z. Yeah, we're both going to read Task Force Z. I've got Harley still to read. I've got Action Comics still to read. I got The Human Target still to read.
Boy.
Rogues.
Boy, Rogues was awesome too.
I heard. Yes. So I've got those to read. Still, it is Wednesday, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap this up and yeah. So, any last thoughts here, Joe?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Just be better, Todd.
Be better, Todd.
Be better.
Give us a freaking
it's 2022, buddy.
Give us a freaking Black Canary. Available in Target. So that when I'm done with my grocery shopping and buying dumb, boring adult stuff, I can go to the toy aisle and buy Black Canary.
Give me a Zatanna.
Zatanna.
Yes.
Yes. We want to buy Zatanna and Black Canary. Here's the thing that's really good is he's talking about, reusing molds. You can totally do that with part of both of them. Like that main torso, if you go with that kind of mold for Zatanna. Yeah.
And make it cool with them.
Make it cool. Make it cool, Todd. Black Canary. I have to buy a lot of dumb adult stuff, and sometimes I buy toys after I do that. And I would like a Black Canary. Please. Please. And Joe, you would like Zatanna.
And a Yara floor.
Yara floor, for Christ's sakes, please.
Yeah, seriously, make a Yara floor.
Please, for Christ's sakes.
Dude, yeah. If you're going to make one, make that. Oh my God, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then tell DC that they messed up by canceling. You gotta make it Jerry. She's gonna have her own personal battle cat, yes. In the form of Jerry.
Give me a Jerry and a Yara 4.
Jerry and which, you know, and he could hack up that price if he puts them both in the same, you know, packaging.
Yeah.
You know, there you go. We are figuring this out for you, Todd. Be better. Until later, check out the Officially Unofficial Geek channel's other content. Every Sunday we do the weekly spoiler-tastic weekly comic roundup. I talk about the comics I read and I tell you what I thought of them. And this week we are on the off week for Flashback Friday and Collected Edition Tuesdays, but that will be back next week. And yeah, as always, like, share, follow, subscribe. We're going to do something special. I'm not exactly sure how we're doing it and what we're doing for when we hit 50 subscribers. So
probably a giveaway.
Probably a giveaway. Let's go ahead and just put that out there. Probably a giveaway. So if you have already subscribed to the channel, that's great. Wonderful. But since I'm talking about it, comment on this video. Let us know if you're a girl, if you're a woman, if you identify as a woman, okay? What did you buy in the little boy's aisle when you were a little girl?
If you're a boy that bought little girls' toys, tell me.
Yeah. If you played with She-Ra, tell us. If you played with Lady J, tell us. And so comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and you will be involved in whatever giveaway we do once, probably a little bit after we hit 50 subscribers. So we are very close to that, so get in on that, you know, come on, ride the train, that choo-choo train. And we'll be seeing ya. This has been the Officially Unofficial Geek channel. What's happening Wednesday? Do better, Todd. And we're out. We'll be seeing ya. Bye-bye.